Hey everybody, I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl. In today's episode, we're going to talk about what gets in the way of your success. Hey everybody, welcome to the RocketGirl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor, I'm your host, and I am here today to talk about what gets in the way of success. People don't start out doing something or beginning a business thinking, that they want to fail, but sometimes they just keep stepping over the things that are getting in their way. So let's dive into this topic today and talk about what I call growth stoppers, okay? Growth stoppers. The first thing I want to talk about is consistent computer annoyances. A piece of software that's not working, or the little circle is going around on your computer because you don't have enough memory. Computers have become so affordable these days that really there's no reason to have an annoyance of a very old piece of equipment. Now the other thing is that sometimes we just have to stop and figure it out. I know one of my students was struggling every time she went on Zoom, her microphone wasn't working. So she had to stop, take a minute, she figured it out, right? And solve the problem. So that's really important because we waste what I call cycles, spinning around and not moving forward because we're stepping over these annoyances. All right. So this is the first thing. Using broken equipment. I have been guilty of this. I've been guilty of all of these things. All right. So broken equipment is, something that's just not working right. For example, here's something I'm guilty of. When I got my computer a few years ago, I wasn't able to scan on my printer anymore because the drivers weren't compatible with the new operating system. Now, I scan probably twice a year, so I decided that I wasn't going to invest in that. Now, if I were scanning all the time, and every time I needed something scanned, I would go over and ask Greg to do it. That would be, something that was getting in my way because I'm interrupting myself. I'm probably having some feelings like, God, and so that's impacting my energy. And then I'm going over, I'm distracting him. And now I'm standing there waiting for him to do it, and so you can see how this adds up. So make sure that you're not using broken equipment. Another thing that can be a growth stopper is worry, right? Worry about a lot of different things. And this was my number one worry, which is not being really clear that my computer backup was working. So I hired Barry, my website person, to make sure that my backup was working. He does websites, he does computer stuff too, to make sure my backup was working because I have lost my hard drive, not once, but twice, thinking I knew what I was doing. So if you don't know what you're doing and you're worried about it, get a friend or hire someone to help you. All right. The other thing is constantly running out of supplies, printer ink, you can't find your pen, you don't know where the scissors are. So go to wherever you shop and spend a little money and get yourself your own pair of scissors, your own set of pens, whatever it is, your stack of Post-its, so that you're not wasting time. This is all about being efficient, right? About being efficient with your time, with your energy, all of the things. A chaotic desk can really get in the way of growing your business. And for some reason, my desk seems to be the place where I keep all my things, like books I'm reading, maybe something I'm sketching out, some idea, lots of pictures, 17 pairs of glasses. So really make sure that your desk is not chaotic, okay? Take time to clear the whole thing off, wipe it down, and then reevaluate each thing that you're putting back on your desk. Do I need this? Do I want this? Is this useful? Is there somewhere else I can put it that would be better? Something else that's going to slow you down from growing is not automating things that can be automated. Okay. So for example, if there's a way for people to here's an example. If someone goes to your website and they want to add themselves to your newsletter and you don't hook it up all the way, maybe they're getting added to a list that's being recorded by your newsletter, but you have to then go get the names and put them on your newsletter list. make sure things like that are automated. Sometimes we think, oh, it's no big deal, it doesn't happen that often, but those things start to pile up and they start to be things that get in our way, because instead of thinking about what's next or what am I working on, we're cleaning up all these little messy problems that we've created. Using outdated equipment until it dies. Again, my computer and my phone are probably the most important physical parts of my business. You can work on an old table and, you can not have the newest monitors, but really using a computer that is really outdated can be an issue. You also, for the most part, Mac or PC user are going to need Microsoft Office, at least Excel, PowerPoint, and Word to successfully work with entrepreneurs. Lots of them use it. So there are ways to get computers. I know for me, I didn't have the money for a good computer when I first started out. So one of my friends, really stepped in and helped me. She had a line of credit with Dell. I bought the computer, I made the monthly payments, and then eventually I was able to pay it off. So sometimes we need to be creative when it comes to getting computer equipment and the things that we need for our business. We're lucky because as virtual assistants, there's not a lot of startup costs. There's really not a lot of startup costs before you can start making money. Now, and I've alluded to this, so far, but the real loss is loss of momentum. That's the real cost to tolerations. Because if let's look at it this way. Let's look at it energetically. Let's also look at it just physically. Okay. So if your energy is like, I'm working on this, oh, this is broken. I'm working on this, oh, this is broken. And you keep going back and forth. It's like an emotional roller coaster ride, right? And we get frustrated. And just think about it physically. If I have to keep getting up and, changing something or adjusting something or asking for help all the time for something that I can just handle, that is a loss of momentum as well. So think about that. And I know a lot of us tend to be of the personality type that we're like, it's okay, I'm all right, I don't need it, always thinking about other people. This is a place where I want you to just put your foot down to yourself and say, hey, I'm going to handle these things. And now I'm going to teach you how. Make a list of all the things that are driving you crazy. Seriously. I even do this in my house. Once a year, I like to go through my whole house and touch everything and clean out. And while I'm doing that, I make a list. This switch is broken. This thing doesn't work. And then Greg and I work through it to make our lives better and easier. Okay. Once you have the list, prioritize it, right? Because you can only tackle one thing at a time. Now, how you can stay on top of this is really fix new problems right away. When you notice something isn't working, think, okay, I can fix that. And maybe not till Saturday, but make sure you handle it so it doesn't become another thing on your list. I know that sometimes I'll walk through my house, and if it's a particularly busy time and there's lots of projects going on, or sometimes this happens when it's a shift of seasons, like bringing in all the things from the outside that can't stay out in the winter into the house, plants and things like that. Sometimes there tends to be a lot of chaos and a lot of stuff everywhere. And I find that when I'm walking through my house like that, my energy really is being sapped because I'm just thinking, And then what I'll typically do when that happens is I'll take a Saturday and I'll just say, okay, I am going to, whip this all back into shape and get this back to where I think of it as like smooth and clear and calm. So definitely pay attention to that. And then, as I suggested, do an annual audit. It sounds like I'm an accountant. Maybe that's because I'm married to one. But walk around and look and say, okay, is this working? Is this working? What do I need to do to make this better for myself? Good. All right, you guys. So we're doing it again. January 16th, the VA Client Kickstart Challenge. I am going to teach you over a 5-day period exactly how to get a steady stream of clients in your business. If you've done it before, do it again. If you're in VA school, come on over. Everybody is welcome. The more, the merrier. So go over to vachallenge.info, sign up, join the Facebook group. I'm just about to welcome a whole bunch of new members in there. We have, I think, 60. We just opened enrollment for this challenge on what's today? Monday, and we already have 60, and I don't even know how many people have asked to join since last night. So it's very exciting. Come on over and learn how to quiet the noise that's out on the internet, telling you how to get clients, and learn exactly the steps to take to get where you want to go. I've been a virtual assistant since 2010. I know how this works, and I love sharing it with you. So come on over. Okay, you guys, have a great rest of your day. I'm Belinda Sandor, Rocket Girl, signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye.